Hour after OKC took a punch to the gut when Kevin Durant left the Warriors, the Thunder flipped Victor Oladipo, Enes Kanter, Doug McDermott, and Domantas Sabonis into Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. And surrounded by a couple other really good veterans, a couple of young guys as well. Our very own 3D, Dennis Scott, made a trip to Oklahoma to sit down with PG-13 and also the other new guy, not Knicks Melo, not Olympic Melo, at least not yet. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Hoodie Melo.
Are you gonna leave the hood on for this interview?
I
like the hood. You've been doing it all summer. Why not? Make sure.
I got you.
First of all, you put out the letter to all your fans back in New York. Anything you want to say to some of the fans? It's the kind of closure for New York.
Yeah, it's for me, it's just more about kind of understanding what this is all about. This is not about me turning my back to New York. It's not about me turning my back to the fans. It's about a business decision. I'm not getting younger, and the only thing I'm missing is, winning and kind of just getting that joy back, getting that feel back, and kind of feeling refreshed. And I feel like that now. So.
How do you tweak your game now to fit with Russ and PG and making sure you guys are on the same page?
Yeah, I look at it, and I take life lessons, right, that I've learned. And I look at sports and basketball in my situation the same way. I've always adjusted to my situation. If it calls for me to go out there and get 30, 40, 50 points, then that's what I'm going to do. If it calls for me to adjust my game and be a spot-up shooter and add other facets to the game and bring other facets to the game, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjust to my environment, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come to OKC, because I see the talent level that we have on this team. I know what Russ can do. I know what PG can do. I know what the other guys can do, and I felt like this was the perfect fit for me to just come in and just play basketball, help those guys as well, but just bring a different attitude, a different mentality into this situation.
We talk about chemistry a lot in our league. How long do you think it takes for you guys to find that rhythm, find that chemistry? Because you had 3 alpha dogs.
Yeah,
it's the fourth quarter, and all 3 of you guys want the ball.
Of course, man. It's going to take some time. We're going to have to adjust. But at the end of the day, man, we ball players. Right. We ball players, and it ain't no who's the first option, second option, third option. Listen, whoever's open gonna get it. If we feel like Paul is the one who got it going, and he got it going that night. If I got it going, I got it going. If Russ got it going, he got it going. We're not forcing the issue. Right. We're going to let it come to us. We're going to let it play out. It's going to take some time. We're going to have to get the kinks out. But at the end of the day, I think people overthink it. We're basketball players at the end of the day. I consider us smart basketball players. And we're going to make the proper adjustments that we need to make in order to make this work. So.
Do you get excited now? You say to yourself, I don't mind getting 30 a night. Who doesn't? But when I have 2 other guys that can help, does that make that process seem a little bit easier for you?
It does, because you got to think about it. People want to get on Melo or myself for our shooting numbers. Night in and night out, we're dealing with double teams. We're dealing with triple teams. We're dealing with traps. You can't do that now. You can't double off of Russ. You can't double off Carmelo. In those guys' shoes, you can't double off me. So it's a chance for us to be able to play one-on-one and be able to be elite from the scoring spots. So it helps and improves all of our games.
People talk about sacrifice, you change your game. Do you really have to change your game, or is it just basketball?
It's just basketball. It's just basketball. We have one common goal, and that's every possession get the best shot we can get. Then it allows everybody to be themselves. We want Melo to be aggressive. We want Melo to take the shots. We want Russ to keep attacking. If we just have in the mindset that we're going to get the best shot and the best look, regardless of who's shooting it, just let the game dictate who gets the shots. I'm not worried about the shots I'm going to get, the looks I'm going to get. I'm going to play basketball and play to win.
Defensively, this should be pretty interesting. When you go small ball, so to speak, move Melo to the 4, Robeson's on one wing playing defense, you're on another wing playing defense. All 3 of you guys, when you throw Russ in there, you can kind of guard your own man. So how exciting that defensively, how strong y'all can be?
I think that's going to be the biggest strength of this team. We already know what we're going to be offensively with the skill we have. But now when you think of, Russ is a matchup problem on the defensive end. Robeson's one of the best defenders. Myself, Melo is savvy with it on the defensive end. And what I think is one of the most underrated big men on the defensive end is Steven. So, man, the game, it should come easier for us if we can turn defense into offense. And we should have fun with that.
Knicks fans are scrambling to check the definition of savvy. They want to know exactly what that means. Great job by three.
It means being a great team defender.
Oh, yeah. Sam Mitchell, former coach of the year in the NBA, giving us Sam's strategies here for this big three. And listen, we know Russ has one speed, but now he's got a lot of talent around him. Is Russ capable of doing less with more around him?
Absolutely. When you look at this basketball team and go back in history, Russ has his money. He's established himself. Paul George has made a lot of money and is going to make a lot more money. And Carmelo Anthony has a lot of money. What these guys are about are lacking one thing: winning and competing for a championship. Russ has been to the finals, but he came up short. So right now, with all this offensive power they have, each guy should be able, because they don't have that offensive load on them, play better D, more assists, more rebounds. They should be able to all bring the little things to this team to make them better. And Paul George says something that's the key. For them to overtake Golden State, it's not about scoring. It's about playing defense, because Golden State was the second best defensive team in all the league. They're not a good defensive team. They're great. So you got to pick up the defense if you're going to compete with them.
Real quickly, though, they can't be as predictable as they've been the last few years.
Well, they won't be. I mean, look.
Russ will allow for that?
Absolutely, because think about something. For all the criticism that Russ take, again, I go back to when Victor Oladipo played. Russ took fewer shots. He's a willing passer. And ask Steven Adams again, will Russ give the ball up?
Well, Steven Adams' numbers took a significant decline last year.
Well, yeah, numbers may have went down, but if you look at this team and look at what they accomplished with Russ as a one-man game, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, certainly winning on 47 games.